We march ahead.
Lan and Windwalk are always dragging back trash from the cave. No offense. I don't even want to know what's happening up there. There Anivia goes lumping in the back. Anivia. Your first impression of the mongrel village is a squalid dump with the odors to match. Unblinking, glowing eyes watch you from the gloom, and deformed shadows slope between the huts. You see some mongrels gutting white eyeless fish while others are repairing fishing nets. All the while, all the signs of normal village life, but tense expectation hang in the air. A heavyset aged mongrel slowly shuffles his way towards you. The hair on his head grows in limp, wispy strands, and his face has a distinctly rat-like appearance with pronounced teeth. And you hear a rattling sound in his chest with every breath he takes. One of his eyes is white, fully scarred by cataracts, while the other gleams with moisture. Uplanders, end times are upon us, indeed. Chief Soul, we found the angel sword, and we found the one who can wield it. Lan points to you. She had a vision, and now the angel sword, together with the light of heaven, are somehow inside her. Gather the tribe. Anyone who can hold the weapon. The young ones are still alive. We can go save them. Saul raises his hand with ragged, broken fingernails. Ah, Lan, always dreaming, always talking. You're too hasty for your own good. It's going to get you in trouble. Saul's eyes you up and down. An uplander with the light of heaven. That's too good for us. Our kind don't have the good things happen. There's always a catch. Lan trusts people because he likes to believe. Isn't that right, Lan? I'm the chief. I don't work on fate. Show the light. Windowalk stares at you intently like a cat wielding a bird and shaking her head in warning. Dialogue options restricted by mythic paths. At this point, I have no idea which path I'm gonna go for. I'm just gonna see exactly where I wind up. But I'm up for suggestions, if any. Is there someone else from the surface here? Saul points off to the side. There he is, hale and hearty and prim as a peacock, just like me. Saul laughs, quickly returns to business. Not good. Too many uplanders. Not good. Not right. What are you up to here? You're not one of us. We're not your kind. When the time comes, we come to you, not you to us. Requires mythic angel path. Lan speaks the truth. The more people that come help find the kids, the better. The heavenly flame flares up to life at your unspoken command. Bright bird dancing with multicolored sparks like a sun beaming through stained glass. The mongrels abandon their tasks and stare transfixed. The light is pure but not blinding. It is warmed, but its warmth is so deep. Soul is silent for a while. Tears are streaming down his wide, pale face, but the old man doesn't even care to wipe them away. So it's true. The angel did not forsake us. No, he came. Back from the dead, he came to save our children. Lan gives you a nod of thanks. The scarred half of his face is indifferent, but the human half is visibly relieved, as if he wasn't sure all this time that you will support him. Windowag hisses at you like an angry cat. See these fishermen and those hunters? These husky men and women? Their blood will be on your hands. I'm not responsible for others' decisions. Windowag snores in fury. And why are they making these decisions? Because of you. You seared their fate. You're a murderer. But you want the kids to die. You always think the worst, Windu. We're not on our own in this anymore. We've got allies. Well, a couple at least. But one good fighter's worth 10 bad ones. You have the right of it, Lan. But we're neithers. We're going to wait. I sent a message to summon all the tribes. It will take time, yes, but they will all come. They will all come for the light. Wait, Lan. Wait, Uplanders. Rest a while in one of our huts. Our home is your home. Lan sighs. All right, Chief. Understood. Let's hope that a few hours isn't the difference between life and death for those kids. If they ask me what took us so long, I'll tell them that it was your decision. Windowag only grits her teeth in silence. Level advancement. Combat victories and other achievements give your character experience points. Oh, we already know this. But I will be leveling up based on storyline, progression, background. So what goes on in the story will play an effect of and who's around when and who I have in the party when certain parts of the story happens will play a part in progression. If someone's not in the party, and unlike in Kingmaker, you could if they weren't in the party, you leveled up in the kingdom. So if it's so like that, when we get to the safe place to level up the people who aren't in our party, we'll continue with the basis of what we know about them to level up. So for right now, we don't know much, so we'll go with what the game wants, unless it's completely crazy, and then we'll veer off. Let's start. Alright. Start with me. But Incria. He has weapon finesse. Another flame warden. So this level she gets a combat style. Next. Mobility. This is the one thing that I never really understood in Kingmaker. I know mobility affects armor, I believe, but I'm not sure how. Dex score armor ability to apply to this check. Kind of for balance. Tumbling. She is going to get mobility. Stealth. World. Perception. Lan has a good amount of perception, but he's always going to be in the back. And it's good to have someone in the front, but closer to the front and the back. Persuasion. Strength score. don't want trickery. Nature? Represents character's knowledge about the world and ability. Yeah. From her background. So, knowledge, lore, mobility, and stealth. That's the 5. She's not doing archery. Menacing. The ranger can select. No. Two-handed weapon, two-weapon combat. Double slice, shield bash, and two-weapon fighting. Adds improved two-weapon fighting to the list. Precise, rapid. Two-weapon combat. This is completely off from my Kingmaker playthrough, so bear with me with the level ups. Dodge. +1 to AC. Your penalties on attack rolls for fighting with two weapons are reduced. The penalty for your primary hand lessens by 2, and one of your offhand lessens by 7. Extra attack per round. Lightning reflex. Iron will. Double slice. Your offhand weapon while dual wielding strikes with more power. Two weapon fighting. Seela. So what do we know about Seela so far? Actually. It is unusual to the knight errant. It is unusual to find so much cheer in a person, but with such a dark past, and strange to see a farmer thief and a street urchin wearing the shining armor of Iomede's paladin. This young woman has forged her faith from the pain of her losses and her thirst for justice and redemption. She has managed to preserve her compassion and kindness underneath her steel armor. But will this become Seela's weakness, leading her to ultimate? Probably gonna. Some of that we didn't. Another loving paladin. This is from the pick. Stealth. Arcana. Wait. Oh, she doesn't even. Oh, it did it for us. It did mobility. Which I'm still not sure how that works. Knowledge. And persuasion, which makes sense for her. She gets lay on hand, others lay on hand self, and divine grace. Bonus equal to her charisma's bonus on all saving throws, so +2. I did not want to do that. Exit that. Yes. Camellia has both youth and talent in her favor. She tirelessly fights demons and cultists alike, but prefers to keep her distance from her fellow warriors. It's hard to tell if this is the arrogance inherent to some people of noble birth, or if she has another reason for keeping her companions at arm's length. So it's doing Spirit Hunter again. Mobility. Trickery. That's all. That's it. Mobility and trickery. Ice plant +2 natural armor to AC. That's
Always be ready for the worst.
Land the Mongrel is a curious sight even for the distorted land of the world wound. A descendant of the first Crusaders, a child of the caves beneath Canabras, he followed his new leader up towards the light of the foreign sky. It seems that nothing can shake his composure, but is that really true? How strong is a man's resolve built upon a self-imposed death sentence? Zen Archer. Athletics, mobility, perception. Precise shot. Can shoot or throw engaged weapons at an opponent engaged in without. And also, if they're engaged in melee without the -4. Way up the bow, longbow. Wait. Oh. And Windwalk.
Good.
The deadly and cunning huntress from the Mongol tribe left her home to travel to the surface. See, we're not even on the surface yet. With her new commander, she inhabited a harsh and brutal world where the weak inevitably becomes prey for the strong. So she chose to be strong. Is there anything in the world that she wouldn't do in her quest for power, or will survival always remain her primary instinct? Honestly, I think it would be better if, even though this is like a beginning aspect, once we properly learn, like have the who are you, like the conversations that you have in like the place where you can level up characters, not in parties, like whatever the home base is. I think that's when we should get this. I think until then, it shouldn't be here or should be grayed out. Fighter, Lore Nature, Perception, Deadly Aim, -1 penalty on all attack rolls to gain a bonus on all ranged damage rolls. And she gets Bravery. Fighter can gain a +1 bonus on will saves against fear. This bonus increased by a +1 for every 4 levels beyond second. Alright.
Time has come.
Always have to make sure. Lay on hands others, lay on hands self. Smite evil. Self, I think, is a bonus. So I'll leave it there. And put the others on the other end.
I'll watch you back.
So I thought I only did this once. I'm not sure. Does this extend? We'll figure it out. Man. Window.
Yours to command.
Deadly Aim. Save. And she can do a second, so it will be, what is this? Short Spirit, no. Masterwork Great Sword. So this is a +2 now. This is a +3. 1 to 4, 1 to 6. What is taken? Oh, fatigue. And this is a regular long sword. Is this a? Yeah. And this is two-handed, I believe. Yeah. I don't understand why. What's her dex? +3. This gives her a +4. What? We have to rest to figure this out. Oh. Mongrel, mongrel.
Our path leads on.
Have to go around. Which way did we come from? As she saw, I don't think he has any extra. Oh, yep. Saw he's himself around the facial. I want to ask a few questions. Tell me about the mongrels. Well, we're the Crusaders under the ground. The children of the first Crusaders. The world room touches everyone. Look at us. We are all marked by it. The Uplanders didn't like it. They drove us down here. But we have a secret. Secret. Saul's one good eye twinkles slightly. We're waiting. When the shield mage falls, that is the end of our lives down here. We will go up to the surface to fight. Until then, we don't. Our place is here. But now we have all seen the light of heaven. Now we can go. What other shine do we need? We must fulfill our Crusader's duty. Tell me about Lan. Saul makes a vague gestures. He's not one of us. No, not one of us. His father was one of us, but his mother, no. They took him up to the surface. They ruined him as a child. Then they came back, but he wasn't one of us. A good hunter, yes. But he feels trapped down here. But he can't go up there either. Not safe. He wouldn't last a gone. Tell me about Windwalk. Windwalk. Our beauty, our huntress. Who is more skilled than Windwalk? There are braver fighters, yes. But brave doesn't mean skilled. Windwalk is the only one to go into the maze and come out again. The others listen to everything she has to say. Doing the sh messes up the other words. So he acknowledges she isn't as brave as she can be, but she's a skilled fighter. Thank you for your answers. What are you going to do now? The messenger is swift. He'll rally the tribe, all of them. The angel's light is with us, so we will follow it. Now you go, Resh. Eat. Can I just clarify, are we Uplanders? She is practical, but there's nothing that shows that she's a prisoner, so no. I want to look around here. Collect. Harvest worm. Finally, someone from the surface. I was beginning to lose hope. An elderly man in expensive but not ostentatious clothes approaches you. His face is peppered with severed heel cuts and bruises and twists in the expression of extreme discontent. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hargus Worm. Yes, that worm. You no doubt have heard of me. If you spend any time at all in the city, I have a business proposition for you. Your name tells me nothing. Who are you? You truly are freshly arrived in the city then? You couldn't have picked the worst time, that's for certain. Only just arrived and the city's been razed to rubble. You should know that you are looking at one of the richest and most distinguished men in Canabras. I may not be as well known as certain swaggering loudmouths who spend their lives tripping from one ball to the next, but the Worm Trading Company is one of the pillars of the city. I'll have you know. Did you see the marquees in the city, in the square? I pay for those. Try in a festival delicacies? You'll have Hargus Worm to thank for that. How did you end up here? For a moment, Hargus' eyes focuses on Camellia before his gaze returns to you. Like everyone else, down I went with that accursed beetle cleaved the ground in twain beneath our feet. I'm lucky that I didn't break my neck in the fall, and I'm doubly lucky that I didn't encounter any subterranean cockroaches on my blind wandering, and instead came across hunters from this settlement. Although I must say that when I first glimpsed their psychonomies, my life flashed before my eyes, but they turned out to be decent chaps. Frightening to look at, but able to keep a bargain. You don't speak very kindly of the mongrels, even though they saved your life. Pah! Kind words of a people with hours to further away on pleasantries. Hargus Worm speaks his mind, and he pays for services rendered, not with words, but with hard coin. I gave the mongrels my dagger in exchange for their help. Its handle is worth more than their whole village. What kind of business proposition? I don't know what is happening on the surface right now, but I am determined to find out. You have no intention of seeing out the rest of your days in this village, I suspect. We must find a route back to the surface, to the city, if there is anything left of it. You look like you've spent your entire life surviving in the wilderness. I can't think of a better recommendation given the circumstances. You are strong. It will be no trouble to you. But I, alas, am not as fit as I once was. I can't go crawling through caves playing a scout. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city, and I shall pay you 1,000 gold coins. I suggest we help this man. It's good to have friends among the Canabras elite. I would ask for more money, but if he's a influential person in the city, then I don't want to look too cheap, isn't the word, money hungry. And if the city's going to need rebuilding from what we've seen, and his money will probably help with that. So, deal. Splendid. In the meantime, I shall sit here in the village. We have to go. Go on. Don't forget our agreement when you find the way out. Be sure to tell me. Clear the path to the surface for Hargus. It should be for ourselves. Okay. I did choose. I do hate that some scenes, or like when it veers off the camera, it changes the rotation. But I guess it does make sense.
I will guide us.
I don't even want to know what's happening up there. Oh, I can't go that far. Has the maze really collapsed? If you can go hunt, you're welcome to stay. I'm way off. Rangas, but for resting. Oh no, here I go.
Forwards.
And this is where I came from. Maybe. Chief.
Our path leads on.
First aid kit. Through the ashes made that a blessing. Mutated fish. I don't even know if I can go out that far. Let us pray to our ancestors to bring our children back home safe to us. More mutated fish. This tragedy may not have happened if you spent less time surveying honest citizens and more time tracking the real spies and demon worshippers. Brilliant idea. How come I didn't think of it? Now, if only the cultists would tell us they were cultists, then we wouldn't waste our time investigating the honest citizens who decide to go all cloak and dagger right under our noses. August and Anivia sit some distance apart, sniping at one another in an idle fashion that testifies to their long acquaintance and mutual dislike. When they notice you, they quickly fall silent. Anivia how's the leg? Anivia scratches up her. I need to figure out the actual pronunciation. Scrunches up her nose. Well, it hasn't fallen off yet, so that's good. They bandaged me up all nice and smeared some stinky stuff on the wound, so it looks like I'm gonna live. They say wait a day and I'll be right as rain, so I'll be waiting. What's the bad blood between you two? It's an old matter. Miss Tirablade here had the notion of spying on me, then of rummaging through my goods. I'll ask you, do I look like a cultist? Cultists don't tend to look like cultists, you know. That's kind of the whole problem. And you, Mr. Worm, built a whole secret operation of buying and smuggling into the city. What was it? Oh yeah, magical weapons. How was I supposed to know that all the rigmarole with middlemen was so you could anonymously donate supplies to the crusade? Don't you see, I have a reputation to uphold, one that I value most highly. Hargus Worm is a hard-nosed businessman, not a good fairy from a tale. Yes, I care about my city. Yes, I wish that its defenders, my defenders, were well fed, healthy, and well armed. But to make those donations openly was unthinkable. I might as well hang a sign outside my door welcoming in any sponger, leech, and parasite in the city. I appreciate your help for the crusade. No jokes. You're an alright bloke, but carrying on secret dealings in a city that's teeming with cultists is a huge pain in the backside for us lot whose job is to keep an eye on that sort of thing. What do you think is happening in the city right now? Perhaps the city is no more. If Discovery himself appeared, there's no telling how bad things are. Can you hold off on writing our obituaries just yet? The city's full of fighters, and besides that, it's barely a stone's throw from Nerosean. I think our people will hold on long enough for reinforcements to come from the Queen. This ain't Discovery's home turf. He's gonna have to retreat or else fight off the whole Mendevian army. Nerosian. The capital of the Crusader state of Mendev. Nerosian is designed first and foremost as a defensive fortification to hold back the endless demonic horrors of the world womb. Nerosian is a holy city of Iomedae. Many of its notable residents are devout worshippers of Iomedae, including Queen Godfrey, the ruler of Mendev. Its cruciform cathedral to Iomedae is central to both Nerosian physique structure and the defense of the city. The cathedral also draws faithful pilgrims from afar to worship at this renowned holy site. What do you think of the mongrels? I thought they were just a story, the sort of thing drunks in the taverns would come out with. Now I've discovered that it's true. Well, what can I possibly think of them? The poor creatures are mostly unfortunate, with their faces and their minds so deformed. It's a miracle they're even alive. The part that boggles my mind is that they're the descendants of the first Crusaders. All these years they've been living beneath our feet, in caves, in the dirt. If I'd known the legends about them were true, I'd have dedicated my life to getting them out of this place. To what end? The peoples of Canabras would have stoned them on sight. The prelate Halrun would have had them tossed on the fire in Massey. Whatever the ills of this place, it is their home. How long do you think they would have survived on the surface? Halrun we kind of met. Canabras' famed prelate Halrun Shapak first gained the trust and admiration of the city's people by organizing inquisitions against suspected demon worshippers and witches. Halram and his force of elite witch hunters exposed demons, occultists, and spies, and it is said executed many more under suspicion, but with no real proof. These events started the Third Crusade, widely accepted as the least effective and most self-destructive of the four crusades. Still, Halram evoked respect and admiration in the populace as well as fear, agreed to guide the city as its prelate. So, witch hunter, high on power, and it's not known if everyone he executed was rightfully done so. What are you going to do when you get back to the surface? I'm going to go home. Last I knew, I owned a very fine mansion. I shall see if it's still standing or if I am now homeless. I'm going to find Arabeth. She's my wife and leader of the Eagle Watch. As long as she lives, she won't allow Canabras to fall. We have to go. Go on then, and don't dilly-dally. The sooner we get out of here, the likelier we are to find some people still alive up there. It's not wrong. Take care of yourself.